Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. And I want to say Shalom to Akminakwat out there pursuing this truth diligence. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled E Doesn't Understand Compassion. Alright, E doesn't understand compassion. So right off the bat, what I want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and get this word compassion. Alright, let's go and get it.
Compassion.
It says sympathetic pity and concern for the suffering sufferings or misfortune of others. Pity, sympathy, feeling, fellow feeling, or empathy. Okay, what is empathy?
Empathy.
The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. All right, and compassion and empathy are two things that E does not understand. Okay, so this is coming from a post from Reddit. All right, that has this Edomite making this comment that proves and shows you that Esau doesn't understand compassion or empathy. Right. So here it is. This is from Clever Comebacks. This guy, Thomas Massey, let's go and see who he exactly is. All right, he's a United States representative, and he looks a little bit like a, let's go and see his upbringing. I'm curious. Is this him here? All right. In his soulless form as he is. But he looks a little 4080 to me, if you know what I mean. Let's see. I guess they don't really give much information on him other than that, but he looks like he could be a 48er. So, you see. So what he said was, how long until someone runs on the platform of food stamps for all? If healthcare is a right, is food as well? Okay, and that's the thing with these Republicans, all right, and that's why they're both, dumb as shit. The Democrats and the Republicans are both dumb as shit. Because you have these Republicans over here that don't want universal health care. All right, they don't want people to have help, right? And they're Slocky, I didn't know this dude was gonna hopefully that doesn't keep on going on with a watermark, but it was producer tag. But it's they don't want really anybody giving a handout. They don't want Social Security. They don't want medical, health care, food stamps. They don't want none of that, right? They don't want anybody getting help, okay? And then you have, and they're a bunch of racists. And then you have the Democrats that just want to like kill all the baby and dye their hair blue and be, boy, girl, girl, boys, and they, them, nothings, all right? So they're two sides of the same fucked up coin, right? And these Republicans, this is a dumbass argument. This is the most stupid shit that I've ever heard. And they think they're making a point, right? So, and it's just these Edomites, man. That's just how they are. They don't understand compassion or mercy or empathy. How long until someone runs on the platform of hashtag food stamps for all? If healthcare is a right, is food as well? Yes. Yes, people need food to live, you dumb motherfucker. Yes. Yes. And this person comes back, Mr. Maxwell, and says, yes. Current world food population makes enough to feed 10 billion people, about 2.5 billion more than currently live. Starvation exists because it isn't profitable to solve. And it's absolutely true. Okay? We don't know exactly how many people there are, but everybody, with the amount of money that these billionaires make, no one would technically starve. Okay? No one would starve. And that's, Esau that's what they do with their enemies. They don't have any, not even a smidge of compassion for their enemies. They won't even hardly even feed them. The only reason they'll feed them is to really just keep them alive enough. Okay? They don't feed them because, I don't know, you need to have it to stay alive. They feed them only enough only enough not to get you fed, just to keep you in a starvation mode, but you won't die. All right? That's just how they do. And I liked some comments. This person says, imagine writing, okay, sure. Next, you'll tell me that humans also have to eat, unironically, thinking you are making some appointment. Slakia, thinking that you are making some amazing point. This person said, Republicans are so fucking goddamn stupid. All right? And it's true. And this person said, heartless. Fix that for you. It's just, these people are retarded as shit. They're retarded. All right? They're dumb. They don't get it. All right? And this is what happens when you have a base man, ruling over the world. All right? You have people in terrible situations of starvation. They can't even, provide for their kids. They can't even get a job if they wanted a job to get one. All right? And that's the situation that you get put in, man. And that's why everybody's feeling the rumble, all right, and the effects of this, devil's power trip and his rulership. Everyone's feeling the effects of it. The nations, even other Edomites. It's because they don't know how to properly rule, right? So this is Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And going back, and we've been getting the scripture multiple, and we've been hammering on Esau lately. We got to get right here, Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So we got to go and get what that word means. Let me grab this drink real quick. Let's go and get it. Indignation.
Indignation.
All right, anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. Not necessarily. Just anger, all right, and disgust. Okay, anger and disgust and discontent. All right, the Lord is not happy with his people. All right, and he's going to keep his unhappiness with his people forever and ever because they're evil. All right, like it says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. They're evil. Okay, and you got these Edomites that are, like it says, Esau is being proud. Oh yeah, we're impoverished, but we'll return and build. All right, all these desolate places, all that we'll build again. Doesn't matter. What are you going to do? Right? They're proud. He's a proud man, as the scriptures say. Right? So you got these devils that, they're just pure wicked, man. They're just pure wicked, right? They just do whatever they want and say whatever they want, right? And they have no care for the Lord nor any of the people because they're just proud. They're wicked. They are the border of wickedness. They are the wicked. All right, other people in the Bible can be referred to as wicked. They're being wicked, but the wicked, all right, the wicked man, the wicked himself, all right, is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? And the Lord has an indignation against that people forever, a hatred, all right, a disgust. All right, he doesn't like them. Why? Because they're evil as hell, man. They're not capable of doing good. They're literally not capable of doing good. That's why, after they're in captivity in the kingdom for the 1,000 years, they're going to be just poof, gone, kaput. They're going to vanish, all right? They're going to be, gathered and destroyed because they can't exist in righteousness. They can't learn it. They can't learn what it means to be good or right. All right, eventually they'll learn subjection because, they don't want to get their fucking heads whacked off. All right, but they're not gonna be doing it out of, the kindness of their heart or out of, that's just how they want to do it. They're gonna do it because they have to do it because of fear. All right, the heathens will eventually be able to learn, how to an extent. All right, they're not gonna be righteous. They're gonna learn to an extent how to follow and obey laws, and they're gonna keep them, and they're gonna realize that they're actually in a better state than they ever were. Okay, Esau, they're not going to learn that state. They're going to think they're always, they can't, they don't want to exist in any capacity unless they can rule over brown people, right? That's the only way that they want to do it. That's the only way that they want to do it. So it's all out of evil and rule. They want to be, if they're not in authority, they don't want it at all. All right, they can't do it. All right, these people want to be in a position where they can kill and maim and rob and steal from these people as much as they humanly possible, right? As much as humanly possible. If you have something, they want to take it. If they can't be on top, they don't want it, and they're only gonna obey our orders because of fear of death. That's the only way that they're gonna learn to obey, right? That's the only way. So continuing on, we're gonna get Ecclesiastes 14:7. right? And let's go and prove that point, because these people, they can't do good. They really can't do good. And if it, like it says, Ecclesiasticus, gotta go over here. Ecclesiasticus 14:7, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So this demon, this devil, all right, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the blue-eyed devil himself, right? He can't do good, right? It's not within him. He cannot do it. All right, if you look at all the nations, what has he done to the? Not even just to Jake. All right, you have the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans he's done harm to. The Moabites, the so-called Chinese he's done harm to. The Ammonites, the so-called Japanese that he's done harm to. Hamites, the so-called Africans that he's done harm to. Elam, the so-called Indians over there in India that he's done harm to. He's done even the Edomites, man. They've done harm to themselves. They're so wicked. They cannot do good. It's not within them. All right, they have no capacity to do good. All right, it's not something that's naturally written within them. All right, all they know is how to do bad and to be bad, because they are bad and they are evil. So all they know how to do is do bad and evil stuff, because they are bad and evil, right? They are bad and evil. They don't have the capacity to learn righteousness. They don't have the capacity to learn compassion. They don't have the capacity to learn empathy. It's always just wicked. It's always evil. It always will be. It won't change. And that's why the Lord has to snuff these people out, man. So Ecclesiasticus 14:7 says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. What does this word unwilling mean? What does unwilling mean? Unwilling. All right, it says not ready, eager, or prepared to do something. That's not necessarily what the definition means. All right, unwilling. All right, it says reluctant. All right, not wanting to, feeling or showing aversion. All right, aversion means what? A feeling of repugnance towards something with a desire to avoid it or turn from it. So they want to turn from good. Good. All right, it's not within them. All right, it causes disgust. All right, did it say repugnance? All right. All right. Repugnance, intense disgust. Ugh, gross. Good. Right? Repugnancy. All right, and it causes disgust, and they don't like it. All right, they hate it. All right, bear with me just a moment. All right, slack you for that. It's been a minute since the interruption, so I can't remember where we were at exactly. But we're gonna keep on keeping on. All right, so I'm gonna read Ecclesiasticus 14:7 once again. It says, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness." All right, and that's because he's a wicked person. All right, he being Esau Edom, of course. So, hey, that's just how it goes, man. All right, so let's get where do I want to go from here? Yeah, let's roll out Psalms 10 and 5. Because these two scriptures detail you and give you an example of what type of devil this devil is, right? Matter of fact, we're going to leave this one open, and we're going to, on top of that, put in Psalms 10 and 5. Actually, we'll do it over here. So, Psalms 10 and 5 reads, "His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them." Okay? And then even going on even further, you can read Psalms 10 and 6, which says, "He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity." So this devil thinks that nothing's ever going to happen to him, man. He thinks he's going to be fine all the time, never going to have to suffer, never going to have to go through anything. Again, going back to the pride, let's just go ahead and get that scripture. All right. So, Habakkuk 2 and 5, or Habakkuk 2 and 5. "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." He's unsatiable. All right, let's look that word up.
Insatiable.
All right, insatiable, impossible to satisfy, unpleasable. Okay, he has to have more and 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 more. All right, he's proud. He thinks, oh, I'm gonna be able to get away with this forever. Ha ha ha. But that's just not the case. That is not the case at all. And going back between these two shows you, it gives you a type of person that this devil is, man. Ecclesiastes 14:7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. So he doesn't ever do good. All right. If he ever does anything that ends up being good, it was accidental. All right, on his part. And there's no such thing as accidents. But you know how it goes. He wasn't meaning to do it. All right. It was unwilling. All right. He was unwilling to do it. If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. All right. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. Wickedness is at the forefront of his mind. All right. In Psalms 10:5, his ways are always grievous. Everything he does is bad. Let's go and get that word grievous. Prepare for a Star Wars character to pop up. Grievous.
Grievous.
Something bad, very severe or serious. His ways are always bad. If he does any good, he does it unwillingly. He's just a bad, terrible, awful person, man. He's an awful human being. He's barely even human. All right. Because human comes with humanity. What is humanity? All right. Humanity, the quality of being human. Humanity can refer to the qualities that make humans unique, such as the ability to love, to be creative, and to have compassion. He lacks humanity. He's a fucking animal, man. These stupid blacks, they're a bunch of animals. Yeah, you're projecting, because you're the animal, man. You're the fucking barbaric, savage beast. All right, Psalms 10:5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And when you puff at something, you go, what are you gonna do, man? You ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, do something then, huh? Right? And they know that we're not in any power to be able to do anything, so that they lord that power over us and do all these. It's just wicked, man. And that's why, going back to Proverbs 29:2. And that's why Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. That's why, these people, this society is in the way that it is. All right, people, it's not even just Edomites and Jake. You got all the nations are mourning. All right, because Esau's a terrible ruler. All right, he's wicked. He's a bad person. He's not good. He's a bad, terrible person, and he does bad, terrible things. That's just who he is. So, and they don't understand compassion. They don't. This is like the dumbest argument, not the dumbest, one of the dumbest arguments I've heard. Like, this guy thinks he had a point. Like, well, you're gonna tell me that people need food now too? Yes, people need food. Yes. All right, and Esau, what they'll do, and this is how they lord their power over you. They'll put you into a situation where you're getting jobs that you're making well under the national average. You're making, $8 an hour or $9 an hour, or just the bare minimum, depending on where you live. Somewhere it might be really expensive to live. They'll go, oh, we'll give you $12 an hour. Oh, yay, that's great. That would have been great, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But, and they'll do that. And then when you go and get food stamps, they'll say, oh, look, you're just living off the system. Well, but look, man, what am I supposed to do? Well, you should have went to college. Well, I don't have the money for that, So, well, you could have got a scholarship. They ain't giving out scholarships like that. Not to just everybody willy-nilly. Hell no, they ain't. All right? I could have got a scholarship. You need to pay money to make your money. Well, if you have to pay money to make money, if you have to spend money to make money, what if you didn't have money to begin with? How are you going to get that money to make that money? All right? And Jake is very impoverished. We come from bad situations because that's what Esau specifically puts us in. And then they'll say, see, look, you couldn't even go to college. All right, if you do go to college is a scam now. There's even white kids, so-called white kids, Edomite kids, that are going out there and they're going to college and they're not getting into their field, right? And then when anybody gets on food stamps, they say, oh, you're living off the system. You're living off the systems. You didn't even try. What the fuck do you mean, man? So you mean I should have to go and work, over 20 to 30 hours a week? And I should do that every single week, but, and I should be able to still starve I should have to make what? I should have to do 50 to 60 to 70 hours a week just to make ends meet, just to be able to get fed? You think that's right? And that Esau does think that's right, because they don't have to do that. All right, that's all for the Jake and the little, even their little Edomite minions. All right, that they don't care because they're on the top. All right, they're on yachts, and then these devils, they're just really the lesser than devils. All right, they're just chilling on the bottom, and well, I don't understand why things are so fucked. And then you have people on the top that say, oh, it's the black people, it's the brown, and then they have them. Here it is. You have these Edomites that are if I could get my goddamn words together. You have these Edomites that are on the top that are taking all the things from the Edomites on the bottom, and they're telling these Edomites on the bottom that, oh, it's the brown people that caused this. And you have these dumbass inbred hillbilly motherfuckers, these Republican types, all right, that'll just believe it. Well, god damn it, these brown people are coming over and they're just fucking up our whole United States. When they just blamed it on us. What did we do, man? How did we cause anything? How did we cause anything? Well, it's because you're on food stamps. Well, aren't you too, Cletus? Well, shut the hell up and get out of my face, jigaboo. All right, and aren't you on food stamps? Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, yes, I am. Right? And so then they'll do that type of shit, man. They'll do that type of shit. And I had to be on food stamps at one point. Yeah. At one point in my life, I did have to be on food stamps because guess what? I had to eat. Duh. Right? Because I wasn't getting paid because I was barely getting paid at the job I was working at. All right. And then on top of that, I was paying too much damn rent. All right. So not enough money, too much rent equals I ain't gonna eat. How am I supposed to eat then? Food stamps. Now I can take all my money because I ain't gonna have nothing to do, nothing else. Can't watch a movie, can't do nothing else. Take that and do that to rent. All right. And then I have nothing left over, barely, maybe $20. All right. So how am I gonna eat? Now I gotta get food stamps. I gotta get food stamps to eat. So yeah, if you and don't feel bad if you gotta be on food stamps. You gotta be on food stamps. You gotta be on food stamps, man. Right? Esau sets up a society like that, and Esau's on it. Esau will be like, all these goddamn jigaboos and spics are all on this food stamp. Yet they're the ones that are also on food stamps. They're the ones with the Social Security and the disability. They're the ones that are getting Medicaid and Medicare. They're the ones. You got all this fucking government assistance, and yet you're complaining about because they want it for them. They want it for them. All right, really, what they want to say. Let me translate what we got. All these black people and these Mexicans that are just on food stamps, and that's my tax dollar. Let me translate that for you. They're getting all this money for free, and I want money for free. God damn it, give it to me. I'm greedy. Please give it to me. I don't want brown people having $500. That's $500 that could be in my pocket. I don't care if they starve. Fuck them. Give it to me. All right. That's what they really mean to say. And these devils, man, you'd like to just sock them across the goddamn jaw, man. Fuck these white devils, man. These fucking cracker ass motherfuckers, man. Fuck them. All right. And not that you should hit them because that's not circumspect. All right. We're supposed to be harmless as doves, but it makes you want to just wail on them, right? Clock them right in the fucking jaw, right in the dome, right across their nose, and snap that shit, right? Because they put you in these fucking situations, and then they act like you're the bad guy. Oh, we're gonna make it to where you can't eat. Oh, you're on food stamps. Oh, you're living off the side. Well, fucking then pay me enough where I can live. Then you dumb motherfucker, pay me enough where I can live, right? These devils, man, they piss you off. They piss you off to the T, man, and it makes me heated, man, because these devils. They'll put you in a situation, and they'll bitch about the situation that you've been put in. Well, you did it. Fix it then. Fix it then. And you won't. Stupid, man. It's stupid. So, look at this. And this guy has a point. It says Christ, but it says, did Christ ask for a donation or a fee before he fed the 5,000? No. He did it because he had means to do it and because it would be kind. Any of the times that Yahushua, not Christ, I just read it as it was written. Any time that Yahushua went out and fed people or helped people or was generous, he didn't do it because he expected to get something back. And yet these demons will act like they're so godly. They'll say, oh, God and Jesus. Well, that's the difference. You're under God and Jesus. All right, and Christ. We're under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Father and the Son. True names, the Hebrew, right? And look, if you give something out, you don't expect to get it back. All right. When I go out and I give to the homeless, which I have done from time to time, and I'm not going to tell you instances because you're really not even supposed to tell people when you did it. All right. And say, oh, I did this. All right. But I've done it before, as many of us have. I don't expect to. I give some guy $20. I don't expect to give $20 back. I don't expect to get that money back. I go and I see some guy, on the street, and I go and get him a water and some snacks and some foods and some shit like that, and I give him a bag. All right. I'm not expecting to get any of that money back or that food back that I gave him. I'm giving it to him because he looks like he's in a bad situation. He looks like he needs to eat. He looks like he needs to drink. All right. So that's what. And when I give, I like to give a little extra when I see the homeless because I've been there before, man. I know how it is. I try to go overboard instead of underboard. If some guy says, and I don't want it to seem in any way that I'm boasting. All right, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Shemi Shai, who gave me the money to be of the evil and do that situation. But I like to give them something a little extra. If I have the money to give them an extra, if they say, oh, I just need a drink, I like to get them a couple snacks, a couple things, a couple different snacks, some chips or maybe some some chips or maybe this or that. And then I like to get them a dessert on top of that, maybe some like cookies or some Oreos or some shit like that, because I know how it is. You know how it is when you eat, you want something sweet after, man. It's like the perfect meal, right? You get yourself a little something sweet to drink, maybe a little tea, all right, and then you have your tea, and then you have your little food. Unfortunately, there's places I'm at, usually it's like dollar stores or wherever they're there, so it's usually just snacks. You can't get them a hot meal like that, right? And then you give that to them. They have the little snack, and then after you have something salty, you want something sweet, right? So you could just give them something salty, but I like to give them something sweet too, because that's how I am. I know I like to have sip on my tea or sip on my drink and have something sweet after I eat, right? That's because I'm fat. I'm not fat, really, but I'm fat. I'm fat at the heart, right? I'm fat in soul. I like to eat, as most of us Jakes tend to do, right? We like to eat, all right, and that's why we can get so goddamn bloated and gargantuan. All right, but right here, this person says, you'd think the Republicans who claim to be such good Christians would know this, but like everything else, their religion is just a show. Yeah, they're a bunch of fucked up individuals, and it's not necessarily that they're just Republicans. The Democrats are the same goddamn way. All right, they act like they want to be compassionate and give to people, yet they're fucking ready to kill a baby. Says, if I recall correctly, the USA was the only country that voted that food was not a human right at the UN Council. There were two, but I forgot the other. Israel. Ha. There you go. So, there you go. What else do we got? America produces so much fucking food. We burn corn as fuel and throw away so much fucking milk. Go work at a school cafeteria. What started as a government program to make sure dairy companies wouldn't be punished for a high yield of milk produced too much unwanted milk. The price will plummet so much it isn't profited to pack and ship. Turned into a bizarre giveaway to the milk lobby. The school I worked at literally threw away 2/3 of the milk that they received every single day and gave every kid a free milk carton. It says the U.S. has so much food, not a single person should starve, and we could actually send food to other countries rather than bombs and coups. Send Cuba or Nicaragua or even Venezuela free wheat, corn, and cheese, and you'll see how quick anti-American sentiment will fade away. But they won't. Oh, everybody just fucking hates America. Everybody just fucking hates them. Oh, big bad guy America. We're just so big and bad. Everybody just hates us. Well, yeah, it's because you're fucking greedy. You're a bunch of greedy fucking crackers, man. A fucking greedy bunch of honkies, man. And fuck you, man. Fuck you, devils, you pieces of shits, right? And I slack you for the French, but seriously, these devils piss us the fuck off, man. It's evil. It's evil. Here it is. What you're gonna sit on this pile of food, and here you are. You're full and fat, and you're gonna let some motherfucker down at the bottom starve. You fucking greedy bitch. All right, and I said it. That's what you are. You're a bunch of greedy fucks, man. Let's see that greed political comic. All right, there's this one comic. Here it is. I love this comic. Look at this. Your greed is hurting the economy. And they're on this pile of fucking money, and you got this person down here saying, raise the minimum wage. I can't afford to fucking eat. I can't afford to take care of my kids. I can't pay my rent. Oh, you want to raise? You're fucking greedy. You don't deserve to be paid. You know, and then here it is, they're all with this money, these fucking crackerheads, these fucking kikes, man. That's who they fucking are. And yeah, I said it. I might have to put it on my backup channel now. These fucking, and you know who it is. Look it up. Look up who it is. Look up what that word means. All right? Look up what that word means. All right? So that's what they are. You know, they're fucking bunch of fucking devils, man. It's sitting on the top with all this money and a big ass fucking nose. These fucking motherfuckers. Devils, man. Devils. Okay? Fucking evil, man. Evil. Right? And we hate them, man. We hate them. We absolutely positively do. All right? So let's get Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Let's go and get it. And it's all gonna go away, E. All this is gonna be stripped right out from under you. All right? Ripped out under you like a fucking rug. Because you don't deserve to have it, because you're wicked. You're not a good ruler. You're evil. You kill the people. You kill the people. You poison the people. You give them poisoned foods. You taint the foods. You put fucking chemtrails in the goddamn air, right? You lie and you gaslight people and say, oh no, we never did that. No, we never did that. All right? You go out and you do fucking bombing people and taking people. You're evil. You're fucking evil, man. Evil to the core. Evil to the bone. That's you, E. That's you. That's who you are. All right? And own up, man. Don't try to say, no, we're not evil. You're fucking evil. You love it, man. You love touching little kids. You love killing people and sex trafficking people. You love bombing villages and killing people. And even though you have so much, you love going to villages and taking what they have, even though they don't have much, just so you can have more and more and more and more. So the hungry get hungrier, and the poor get poorer, and the rich and the full get richer and fuller. You fucking greedy fucks, man. And Salakia for all the language that I've used in this lesson, but it pisses me off to the T, man. It's evil. Just think about how evil this devil is, man. Here it is, you have all this stuff. You have a full stomach, and you can go steal a candy bar from a kid, basically. That's what they're doing, man. Here it is, they got a full gut. They filled it up with pasta and chicken and rice and steak, and they filled it up with green beans and corns and potatoes and coleslaw and all these different things. And then someone over here has a piece of corn. You say, give me that. You greedy motherfucker. You're over here with your corn. Give me it. And you don't even want it. You're not going to even use it. You just want it to have it. Because you want everything. You just heap yourself more and more and more and more. You know, piling up in this big giant pile of greed, man. It's evil. It's evil as shit, man. And it's these devils. These devils are the main primary culprit of this. They're the ones that do it, man. And they got to be taken out. And the Lord is going to take them out. Because society cannot exist like this. It's Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So right now, we're in your kingdom, Esau's kingdom, right? But all these unrighteous dealings you've done, these terrible things, these terrible pacts and things that you've made with other nations and the stealing and the greed and the unrighteous decrees and, like it says, riches gotten by deceit, you know, just stealing from people and lying to people and injuries and hurting and bombing people and killing people and taking their oil, right? You're just evil. You're just fucking evil, man. You're so goddamn evil, right? So that's just how it is. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. From one people, Esau, to another, Jacob. Can we prove that? Absolutely we can. Sure we can. Sure we can. We can absolutely prove it. All right? It's going to be translated from one people to another, as the scripture says in Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Who is this people? 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. For Esau is the end of the world. Who's going to be in power at the end of the world? Esau. Where are we at? Where are we at right now? The end of the world. So how can we find out who's in rulership? The earth is given in the hand of the wicked. So who's the wicked? Who's the earth given in hand to? If I go and look up money right now, whose fucking face am I going to see? Whose face am I going to see? The white man. The white man. The white man. The white man. Boom. The white man. The white man. So who's in rule? The earth is given in the hand of the wicked. Who do you see on all the money? The white man. There's some more money right here. Who do you see? The white man. Right? So who's the wicked? Who's the wicked? If the earth is given in the hand of the wicked, and the earth is ruled by these people, and their faces everywhere, and they control everything, who's the wicked then? Who's in rule right now? The so-called white people. Edomites. They're the evil. They're the evil. And we're at the end of this thing. So if we're at the end of this world, who is the so-called white man really? Esau. Duh. 2 Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, and it's going to be completely different, man. It's going to be completely different, a completely different rulership that you really even almost at the end of it, you really can't even fathom it. You can't even fathom it. Let's look at fathom. Okay?
Fathom.
All right, fathom. Understand, comprehend.
Comprehend.
Grasp mentally. You can't even fully comprehend how righteous society is going to be under the rule of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, on down through the Israelites. You can't even begin to fathom, to begin to comprehend how it's going to be. All right, because it's going to be so righteous. Everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be perfect. It's going to be a perfect perfection. Okay, everything's going to be perfect. There's not going to be nobody getting innocence being accused and spending the rest of their life in prison. There's not going to be no people doing wickedness and getting away with it. There's not going to be none of that. There's not going to be nobody, starving to death because of greed, right? There's not going to be none of that. There's not going to be no, oh, you stole from somebody and now, this happens. You're going to be, locked up for 300 years, 300 consecutive life sentence. There's not going to be none of that. Man, there's not going to be none of that. There's going to be perfect justice. There's going to be perfect judgment. There's going to be perfection in everything. The food's not going to be tampered with. The air's not going to be tampered with. The weather's not going to be tampered with. All right, the crops are going to grow normally. The food's going to be good. There's not going to be synthetic chemicals and flavorings. All right, there's not going to be people. There's not going to be any of this wickedness that you see going on now, man. It's going to be a perfect perfection, right? And that's what we long for. All right, a new kingdom. And a new earth. And this is what we're waiting for, man. New heaven and new earth. Slakia. We gotta go get that. Right here. 2 Peter 3 and 13. This is what we're gonna close out with, man. Because this is what we're waiting and hoping and just hastening to. All right, hastening into the coming of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, so we can be delivered and we can dwell in perfect righteousness. All right, and we're gonna have the law written within our inward parts. We're not gonna go off. That's another thing. We're sick of going off, man. Having wicked thoughts and these demons messing with us, and we're eating all this GMO food. We're sick of it, man. We're done with it. We want to get out of here. 2 Peter 3 and 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And we're going to go ahead and get one more. I want to get Isaiah. What the hell? Right here. This is what I want to get. Slakia. And then I want to get Isaiah 14. Then we'll close out. Revelation 11:15. This is what we're waiting for. The fall of Babylon, aka America. This is what we're waiting for, which is soon to come. Revelation 11 and 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, "The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. Remember that scripture said the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. Forever and ever, which means we'll never have to go through that again. All right, and Barak the Halabashim Yahushai for that, because we don't ever want to go through that again. It's terrible. Okay, so this is Israel's taunt, as it says. We're gonna go ahead and read it. What's going on? All right, so starting with we'll start with verse 1 and go down to 7. It says, for the Lord, Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, because that land's going to be purified and be ours again, right? Israel. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So you're going to have these strangers, which are the heathen nations, all right, that are going to be cleaving under the house of Jacob, all right? And really, I said we're going to own Israel. We're going to own everywhere. We're going to have everywhere, all right? But Israel's going to be our primary dwelling place, because that's our, that's the Holy Lands. And 2, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, slaves, right? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, because that's all we were going through is sorrow and terror. Like it says, give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. We were doing hard bondage, hard slavery, man, and just work and figures to the bone, man. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. So the oppressor ceased. Ha ha ha. You're out. You're done, man. It says the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. The persecutor is now persecuted. The captor is now the captive. Ha ha ha, E. That's what we're waiting for, man. And showing you that the earth's going to be in a perfect harmony. Isaiah 14:7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So it's going to be much better without you, man. It's going to be much better without you. It really is. All right. Or, while you're in captivity at least. And then without you. All right. But you got to pay that back with some bondage. You made us serve some bondage, so you got to do it too. Except we're going to be doing it in righteousness. You did it in wickedness. Right. And you don't understand compassion. We do. That's the difference. So that's been the lesson, man. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord, willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of this wicked place. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.